Function Thru Fitness is creating a new YouTube series with Glen and John recording videos for you about corrective exercise and the neuromuscular component behind it. Today's video goes over the most common postural and pain issues and dives deep into neck pain and how to correct it.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Function Thru Fitness YouTube channel. Today, myself and John are going to talk about some pain issue topics that we most commonly deal with here at Function Thru Fitness. If you don't know who I am, Glen Gadwood. I'm a licensed massage therapist and certified precision neuromuscular therapist. And John is our one of our corrective exercise specialists, and soon to be certified in a biomechanical approach to assessment and functional strength. So we're going to answer some questions that commonly get asked, and if you have any questions at all, please feel free to comment below, and please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
So what are some of the most common muscular pain issues that we see here at Function Thru Fitness?
I would say, I know two off the top of my head. The most common would be neck pain or headaches. I kind of combine the two of those together. And low back pain would probably be the most common things that we get referrals for. And then I know that John's, he sees a lot of people as well for certain pain issues. If you want to.
Yeah, primarily surrounding joints, shoulders, knees, ankles, hips, things like that.
And why do you think people have these types of issues?
I think a lot of it stems from daily postures that they find themselves in, and a lot of recreational activities that they like to do, in conjunction with how you carry yourself throughout the day, sitting, standing, walking, those kind of things.
And I would agree with that 100%, John. It's so much of the pain issues that we see are posturally related, and we don't just mean the standing with bad posture. It's a lot of it has to do with sitting, being at a computer, being hunched over a book if you're a student. The most common problem is this right here. So, cell phone. Most people look at their cell phone like this. We'll explain in a little bit why that is one of the worst things that you could possibly do throughout your day.
So we cued in there, forward head posture and neck pain are very common, and we correct them a lot here. What are some of the most common reasons? We went over a couple that someone may develop this.
Yeah, so let's kind of do some examples here. I'll use John as an example. Let's use this table as a pretend desk. And why don't you open that up, John? Let's sit on that end. All right, so for all of you that don't know John, he studies a ton, does a lot of research, reads a lot, and I'm always getting on his case for being hunched over because I don't want to have to fix his neck. So anyway, these are some of the most common things. So when most people are at a desk, they tend to get tired, their shoulders round forward, the head goes forward, and they stay in that position for hours on end. Then, the next day usually, or 2 days after, they're stiff in their upper back, shoulders, head and neck. They might have a headache. And what do they commonly want to do? They want to get the areas that hurt worked on. Somebody massage the areas that hurt. Well, we don't always address those areas first. We want to figure out the cause of what's going on. So when somebody's in this anterior head posture and rounded shoulder position, neck musculature in the front of the neck is getting excessively tight, and it continues to then keep the head in what we call a forward head position. That forward head position causes us to lose our natural cervical curve that actually goes in this direction. So this is how John actually should be. Okay? It's pretty hard to stay in this position when you're working on a laptop. That's why we usually recommend there's laptop stands, and then you get a wireless keyboard would be a great option. What we normally would do in this situation is we would address the muscles in the front of the body that are actually tight. Those muscles usually are not going to hurt at all. And so that's why most people don't even realize that that's an issue, because they don't have pain in those areas. the muscles that are in the back and in the back of the head, those need to be stronger. Those need to pull our shoulders back, our core needs to be stronger. So what we like to do is kind of a two-tier approach where we are going to treat either with massage therapy or muscular therapy the anterior musculature of the chest and the neck, and then have one of the personal trainers work on strengthening the muscles of the upper back, some of the deep cervical neck flexors, all the muscles that help pull us back into this taller posture. It's almost impossible to pull your head back and have your neck and head still be forward. If your shoulders are back, your head will be back. So, rambled on a bit, but that's the most common things that we see for that, and it's of all ages of people. It's not just for elderly people. It's someone that's been at a desk for a lot of their life, or they hunch over people for their jobs, so dentists, surgeons, those types of people will have a lot of pain issues within their neck, headaches, migraines, and they seek treatment, but it's not always dealing with the cause of the problem.
So we talked a little bit about how someone is slunched over at a desk. How could they correct this in their daily life and help minimize the problem?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it is. That's a tough one.
You want to answer some of that, John?
So a standing desk would be a good substitution versus sitting. But I would say adding elevation to the computer. So your head is going to follow your gaze. So if I'm looking down this way, you're naturally going to get closer to it as you get more involved and you're thinking less consciously, and you're just going by unconscious behavior. So if you can jack this up, you have a stack of books, a box, an adjustable monitor would be huge, and you can make that more neck level. Perfect. Now, naturally, my posture is more upright because my head is back, and I don't have to get super close. But I would adjust if you're sitting too, I would adjust the feet so your feet are planted and not behind you, because now you're going to tip the pelvis forward, you're going to arch the back, chest is going to fly forward, you're going to get closer to the screen.
I agree with that 100%. What a lot of people don't realize is that wireless keyboards are very inexpensive now, like Bluetooth right to your laptop. So they actually make products that would hold your laptop in the ideal position. They're not very expensive. You usually can go to an Office Max or an Office Depot and find those things, and then a wireless keyboard. I will say that when you're in the bad posture, you usually don't have the pain until things get tight enough. So we hear a lot, like people will say, well, it doesn't hurt when I'm in that position. But it's gonna. So, that is really, I think, key in terms of if you're had a computer or any kind of book. But most people, and I never used to see kids for neck issues until within the last 10 years, and it literally is because of this. And so many people spend so much time on their phone. So when you're on your phone, at least hold it at an eye level where it's not going to cause your head to go forward. And you never know, if you're of that age like me where you need reading glasses and you're constantly here and here, that usually is making your head go forward and backwards.
So does that get exacerbated when you just hold it on one side?
It could.
And now you're turned and you add a whole twist into the mix?
Yeah, so that would take it another step further. If you added that rotational component, your body gets kind of stuck in that position. You're going to favor one side versus the other with particular movements throughout the day, and body does not like being unbalanced from side to side or front to back.
And what are some of the common exercises or stretches that you would recommend to your clients to help correct these things?
Yeah.
Upper trap stretch is probably the most basic, easy to do one, and that's going to take away some of that pain in the upper neck. Horizontal rowing is huge with getting the shoulder blades to glide around the rib cage. As far as getting your shoulder blades to downwardly rotate, reverse flies are one of my favorites personally. Do you have any to add to that?
Yeah, I would think that those are all excellent. One thing that you can do without any equipment throughout your day, if you do work at a sitting desk, is to just stand, well, you can do it seated as well, but arms are at your side, take a big inhale, rotate your hands backwards, squeeze your shoulder blades together without swaying your back, and then lightly squeeze 5 or 6 times, and then relax, and then repeat. So what that's doing is it's turning on, or it's strengthening the muscles that are in between your shoulder blades, and those are the muscles that actually can pull your shoulder blades back together in that ideal position that we want to be in. Another big one is when we are slouched forward, our pecs get tight, so our chest muscles will get tight. So there's various ways to do that. One is to stand in a door frame and step through and stretch your chest. We also have foam rollers here. You may have one at home. You lay the length of it and then stretch with your arms out to the side. So that combination, I think, is really good, at least to take breaks throughout the day and do those things would be very, very helpful. If you want to take it a step further, then learn from somebody that knows what they're doing, how to strengthen those things at home so that you can get even stronger in that area.
And I think like a cheap set of bands to hook into doors and do various exercises that way, it'll probably cost you like $30, but you can change a lot with just that minimal equipment.
If you liked this video, make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. You can also check out our website. All links to our social media and our website are in the description box.